Hey kids, guess what? Okay, so I thought it would be really fun if, since our days have been kind of busy, that we did a little science. So we've been talking about um, chemical changes and physical changes in science. And I thought, well, since we haven't had time to finish all of our days with all the interruptions we always have, why not just do a video for a science experiment that you can put together at home? And it can be really easy. And if you don't have all the parts, you can just watch both parts of this video to kind of learn about it. I'm sure there's plenty of stuff on the internet about this, but I want you guys to do it at your house. So this is for all my students out there. Yay. Okay, so we're going to take a look at number 229. This is a book that I got at the book fair last year. So we did the penny, bright as a penny experiment recently. That one was super fun and very successful. And so this one is about evaporation and condensation. And so if you just take a look at what supplies are necessary, this is about a greenhouse. So let me read through it and then I'll show you what we have and we'll get it started. So what greenhouse? You'll need a glass jar with a cap or lid, and I have this one. It's just a small jar. And I also have a lid, okay, with the little kind of rubber seal, and then the screw-on part to keep all the moisture in. So you may or may not, 1 teaspoon of water and a sunny outdoor location. So it's the end of the day for me, so I won't be putting it out, but tomorrow, hopefully we can have part 2 of the video and you can see what happens. And also, here's my teaspoon measure. And I've got some water here, so we'll measure right from here in a moment. So what are we going to do with this? You may or may not find a greenhouse or even a greenhouse on your block, but learning about the greenhouse effect and what it means to you and everything on Earth is very important today. So you have people, talking about the planet and the air and clean air, and you used to see people in other countries wearing face masks because the air was not so good, and now we're all wearing face masks, so we can't forget about the air quality. So let's take a look. We're going to follow the directions here. What to do? Pour the teaspoon of water into the glass jar, then replace the lid and tighten it well so that no air can escape. Leave the container outside in a sunny location for about 1 hour. So I wonder why we need the sun for this. So I'm going to move the book. And now I have this, and we'll just take about a teaspoon of water. If you don't have like a measuring teaspoon, that's okay. You don't actually have to have a teaspoon. A regular spoon would work fine. A smaller spoon, not a huge spoon, one that you might eat cereal with. And then take your lid and put it on the top. And tighten it pretty well. Screw it down so that the water will not come out, so that you can tip it upside down. Now, there's not very much water in there. That's okay. We don't want a whole bunch of water. I mean, we're not trying to have a lake. And so the idea here is that the water on the inside is going to go through a physical change, and eventually it will gather on the sides of the inside of the jar. Okay, so that's the next part that says what happens. Droplets of water form and cling to the sides of the jar. So why? The sun's heat warms up, excuse me, you can tell it's been a long day. The sun's heat warms up the jar's atmosphere, and the movement of the water molecules in it speeds up. The water then evaporates into the air, but the moisture has nowhere to go. So that's the lid that's going to be on to keep the moisture inside. So it gathers into droplets or condenses on the cool glass sides. The lid on the jar acts as a greenhouse and produces the greenhouse effect. This is similar to the carbon dioxide gas that is produced by our own personal energy use and by the use of fossil fuels by industries, which acts like a lid over the earth and prevents heat that is building up from escaping into space. So that is what the big idea is, but this is just our small experiment for today. It is putting a little bit of water into a jar and keeping it there, and then we will put this in a warm place, let it warm up, and see what happens. And then the observation we make will be part 2. So the next video will be tomorrow or the next day. So good luck setting up your experiment. Remember, 1 teaspoon of water, a jar with a lid. What if you don't have a jar with a lid? You could use a Tupperware container or something that seals the top. So just any type of little plastic container. You really want it to be clear though, so that you can see the droplets on the inside. So the goal is to see what's on the inside. And a clear plastic will probably be okay as long as it's clean and clear. And then a lid that is airtight, no leaking. If you have any leaking, it'll be a problem. Okay, so set that up today or as soon as you start, and then give it, like it says in the directions, 1 hour in a sunny location. Well, if the sun's going down or if it's nighttime, then you won't have that opportunity for it to heat up. So wait till tomorrow or do it on a sunny day. And I'll give you a couple days and we'll talk about it in science. Bye.